Again, I just did a live video down here on Instagram, and I'm going to share this again on Instagram and on Facebook, and one or two other people who are on our Twitter account might also share it there. But actually I was doing this live video talking about my health scenario and about Australia's deadliest medical scandal. It's the only topic I talk about. Didn't you know that? Until we get justice, that's how it is. But I'm going to have another beer because I forgot to mention something. You know what? And I didn't want to subject people to another live. I think that's enough for one evening. Didn't want to interrupt their Friday night. This is how I spend mine, by the way. And I've been spending my Friday night like this since I was a kid. Taking a look at the harbour by the water and enjoying a little bit of hopefully the last of the sunshine, which is now behind those clouds. And we have had nothing but clouds. As I mentioned in my live video, we've been absolutely under deluge, basically, torrential rain, and much of New South Wales ended up underwater. But one of the things I was saying was that I've finally got my diagnosis, and I now know why I've had these pronounced neurological problems. Actually even affects my speech, or it affects my throat, and affects my hands, the whole thing. And the only way around it is medicinal cannabis. But one of the things I wanted to mention, that now I've got my diagnosis, and life is precious, but one of the things that interested me was that there's a lot of pain associated with my conditions, as there are for many people in my group. Infected Blood Australia, contaminated blood victims, survivors, people who've survived HIV, hepatitis C, or sometimes both viruses, and a lot of these patients had pre-existing conditions. Okay, they weren't in the hospital to have fun. Okay, they weren't doing anything that would that they thought would get them in any peril. They were placed their trust in the medical system. The medical system then delivered a deadly, vicious virus on them, and then embarked on a major cover-up, so that they couldn't even know. People weren't even warned. Did you know that? Yeah, people ended up inadvertently infecting their partners. Shocking stuff. Even kids ended up getting infected. Yeah, whole families. And so, anyway, I've survived, and one of the things that I thought was interesting was it's not the doctor's fault or the nurse's fault, as I explained in my live video. I've got a lot of friends who are doctors and nurses, but what it is, they are limited in the tools that they have. And because I get a lot of nerve pain as part of this condition, I was asking what they had in their locker. What do they have for pain? And the options involve these pretty weird sounding drugs that have like suicide. The guy was saying one of the side effects is suicide. I thought, yeah, okay. Right, well, I've had a terminal. I've been told I've been terminal when I was 16, and I survived all of that, and I did all these things to overcome, and I've got faith and a whole bunch of things. And I don't know if suicide just didn't do it for me. I haven't survived to take a drug that will make me want to suicide. So basically, there's really nothing they have. Yeah, I like to look after myself, so I don't want lots of big pharma medications. I've got a liver to look after, having been a tainted blood victim. This is a non-alcohol beer. I try to look after myself, so I don't want to be taking drugs or things like that could harm me. I'd rather have a alcoholic beer, than I'd rather do things like that than have terrible side effects. So today's the day that I realise there is no other way with my conditions. If I want to keep going, and if I want to keep fighting to get to this Royal Commission, which you can support, the Royal Commission into Australia's deadliest medical scandal. If you go to our bio, or you click on the link that's associated with this video, we really need your support. We need to take these medical tyrants on, But I now realise that the only way I'll be able to be part of that and continue being part of that, our volunteers are very good, they're a fantastic help, but for me to keep going, I simply have to be a medicinal cannabis patient, and I'm going to have to be for the rest of my life. The only drug that they could offer was drugs that, have got major problems, and that medication involved suicide. So I thought, no thanks. So there you go, coming to you from Sydney Harbour, different location from when I was doing the live. But there's a few clouds, but as I said in the live video, oh, there's a bat, there you go. Oops. There you go. But I forgot to say that on my live video. The main crux of the point was I also realised I know what my life is for. I know I've got limited time, but I've got lots of people I care about. And as I said in my live video, I love this city, I love Australia. And I know what my life is for. And I also realised what my future will be. And I'm going to have to have medicinal cannabis. And isn't it interesting that I'm a prescribed medicinal cannabis patient, but they still don't prescribe sometimes the right stuff. And some of the things they prescribed I've actually found to have chemicals on that can make me feel a bit ill. So this isn't organic weed, basically. It's dodgy weed from the government, and it costs twice as much as it would be if I bought it illegally. Crazy stuff, huh? They've got no morals. It's just about money. The whole thing's a big business, and we're the Steggles chickens. You know, in Australia we have if you're watching from overseas, there are one or two people watching from, I don't know, is it you free wherever you are? Well, we have a chicken business, a massive chicken business called Steggles Chicken. And I don't think they get a lot of room to move, those Steggles. Perhaps I don't think so. Factory farmed. And life isn't so good. And I get the impression that that's the way that the Australian government want to make it for us. Just Steggles chickens with no choice. Just jab us with whatever they want to do. And if something goes wrong, they just cover it up. Or they want to keep Big Pharma in business because Big Pharma would lobby them and basically fund them and whatever else, horrible bribes perhaps, give them jobs afterwards, to limit us to these medications and these treatments that do so much harm and have so many adverse side effects. From here on in, I know that there really is no other option. I'm not going to take the one drug they offered, which I have to worry about suicide. How ridiculous. So it's medicinal cannabis from here. Happy weekend.